Karma ha lelklasje. Hij karm vlaggen wachten. Ha leggen heel aan de moed. Geslechthuis, lastaga tiltus in naslechthuis. Kijk in de welkoming. Alle missens, waarom lachen spijlessens. Alle man was zeggen het. Ges alles kamala met toes. Ges een lachus, ha we use lach, ha geus gekoloot. Ga ik in alles en wachten, ga ik in de welkoming. Hem is ges een lachus ga mulslees. Zo'n nachten, lalasi. Laat ik het niet. Ges alles kamala met toes. Ges een lachus we use lach.
Waar is het je kamala?
Nee, dat kies niet. Waarom tus? Lalak zal het lachen. Jaksame. Ges hij kwestie. Gombach ik kwijt. Dat kan kijken. Hij missen lijkt het een heel animals. Hij leuk gaat.
Lagen ze kwaad.
Elke taal aan mij toes. Hij missen. We zeggen het uit. De missen weken. Hij lemt tevreden. Wil slagos je naast slagos. Hij laat lachen gek mij. Hij missen wachten met dat. Kan het uit. Kas is als waar we uitla. Is als waar we uitla. Kas we uitla. Kas is als kijk hoe ze mij dagen. Hij laat kwast lachen nog hij. Ha nee dat kies niet. Kas waarom kat laat mij toes. Ha waarom tus. Laat lachen dan. Kom maar slaap. Wacht maar. Kas hij kwaai eens. Lappen alleen hij. Laat eens een nik. Gezwag met zo'n slag maar. Hij moet wachten meer.
Ja, dat was zo.
Valmiasta laakkan soas ja los. Hadja. Haja aida kaka. Ida kontin speakers.
Läälläkin se on lähtöä jaksamaan. Hänä kylläs.
Ei ole pitäisi.
Vuoka mekin vaan sikki peitsuvulla. Anna kyllä sala. Lailla kyhikö. Hakö. Anna kyllä. Anna kyllä sala.
Joo, lämst laatimas.
Klumas, men kjell edus. Massis värtessuos. Idassa ees modern hemtli waahatlida.
Hempli.
Huulas pidutli. Hetli waahatlida. Haga.
على كيفوت شخصيات ولا نانو
ما كي واحد كيف والله
هانا
كلها أخي لخصيش هانا كلها صلاة
لا كيسون
أما ويلو تبغى تاكل خوالك الصلاة لا لك
تهيداك
هاكي خويته
يا خم أي داقيدة تتاقص
حصلة
تاتا على
ويجي ده تنقل
نانو سمعته
هاكي اسمك
ولا جامع الصلح اسنا ولا جلا خاص من البوتشوس
كنت أي أخي
يا من دالك يا كن خاوي كيس كنا قصدي قمة تاتا على نتلو قصدي يا كيس لكتين كبوت أنا ملا
كان جالي شيخ نار جدك
أنا كلش اللي تحلي
كنت أي أخي
أكنس قيق
يا أخي يتحالك ويخف خدوك كان جالي شيخ نار جدك يا ليلى والله يا بك
ويجيش
اي خيلوكي
ويجيش
يا ليلى والله يا بك
ويجيش
اي خيلوكي
ويجيش
اي صلوات
أكنس قيق
يا أخي يتحالك ويخف خدوك Agam Keratra Gigam. I must quite sashi. I must quite sashi not the wood. Ayom, you must quite sashi. Akela Kasla. Akela Kasla not the wood. Akela Kasla quite sashi. Ayom Mars. You must quite sashi as way of day. Wow. Akela Kasla. What did the water? Akela Kasla quite sashi. Ayom Mars. You must quite answer way of day. Wow. I was one of what in the water. One of what the water is not there. Wow.
Hallo, ik zeg je hallo, schijn ik zo in de woord. Oké, ik zeg je.
I was quite answer. Die papa quite sashi. The man starts to cross the back of the other. I am quick out this conqueror. We'll out the one of Hana with the quickly. I will have one of Hati. We get take from guys that has quite a system. Take one of the guy when I put us in two cockets.
I should want to make a road.
What? Do we the Gaka in Aqua? A kite qua. I got one Jagatra. I got one Jagatra Nazut. I had the moment. I had the moment. We'll out there quickly. I will not one of us. We got take a system.
Lord of
Take one of the guys in the cockets. I am one. I got a Jagatra. Why start from up? A lot of them can win us. No, can I got a Dalek. I am a water. Will a crew down to the coast. Will a crew down to the Tokada. To win a Gaka in Aqua. A kite qua. In Kaki 12. Need not talk as a geek. I got a Jagatra. I got a Jagatra Nazut. I had the moment. I had the moment of the
What? How they can like this heel and ma? I love to visit Wallam Tessa. They must just like too close. They must just like too close. Because yours Rachel was to work so much.
You took that. You took that, Jason. I like it. I want to get so much, sir.
De mansklaas winners.
Weekends.
Weekends. Zeg wat je laat joh. Zeg wat je slaat. Zeg wat je slaat.
Weekend. Kom in.
Halaba netjes.
Weekends.
Ja, moet de winnen. Hala balala. Hala balala is nena. Ja, moet de winnen. Hala balala.
Дякую, хасусянам.
Doe wat dat Jackinianum.
Thank you. Namakus muavas kinis.
Qailaga.
Wigekin.
Qailaga halabala.
Iksisat lala.
Qailaga halabala. Qanchla khida.
Wigekin.
Halabala. Justiça shlala.
Kanslakide. Kanslalaga.
Wigehin.
Sekwa kasla.
Siwa kasla. Wigya. Suksis-talala. Suksis-talala. Urispai. Suksis-talala.
Sekwa. Zalfa. Zalfa. Iksisat lala. Zalfa.
Wigya. Huntley.
Jak men se kjæsla, ik men skal numme os.
Is es west jacht wan. Kan sledak en kanam.
Je bent laat. Weg je.
Oye, hatla bala.
Oh. Oh.
Sihwa. Sihwa kjæsla. Qilaka. Hatla bala.
Jov till lag. Jov till lag. Jov till jag kolleso. Jov till jag kolleso. Jov till jag kolleso. Laklaka. Wait, we kolleso. Sig we kara. Sig. Yes, as a kapit lak. Laklaka. Wait, we kolleso. Sig we kara. Sig. Yes, as a kapit lak.
This is a true story about a man of genius, a pioneer photographer, author, and motion picture maker. His name is Edward S. Kёrtis, and he lived in the Pacific Northwest from 1887 until 1920. In 1914, he made the first full-length documentary motion picture of America's first human beings, the Indian settlers of the American continent. His first ethnographic work was among the Plains Indians of Montana, and he was well acquainted with teepees such as this one. But as a matter of fact, Edward Kёrtis grew to young manhood in the homeland of the Eastern Plains Indians. Although he was born in Wisconsin in 1868, by the time he was of school age, his family had moved to a rural village in LeSueur County, Minnesota. There, with a homemade camera and a how-to-do-it book, he became a self-taught photographer. In 1887, Edward Kёrtis and his father, Johnson A. Kёrtis, emigrated from Minnesota to Washington Territory. Edward was 19 years old at that time. They settled on a homestead located on the western shore of Puget Sound, opposite Seattle. There they built a house of hewn timbers. In the spring of 1888, Edward and his father were joined by the rest of the Kёrtis family, Edward's mother, sisters, and two brothers. Edward lived at Sydney until 1891, when he moved to Seattle to become a professional photographer. Kёrtis was successful as a portrait photographer and photo engraver. After two profitable partnerships, he established his own studio in 1897. The Kёrtis studio soon became a part of the Seattle establishment. It was there that society women had their portraits taken. While taking pictures on Mount Rainier in 1898, Kёrtis chanced upon a lost climbing party. They were well-known scientists and government specialists. Among them were Dr. C. Hart Merriam, chief of the Biological Survey, Gifford Pinchot, chief of the Forestry Department, and Dr. George Bird Grinnell, ethnologist and editor of Forest and Stream magazine. They were tremendously impressed by Edward Kёrtis, particularly Dr. Merriam, who chose Kёrtis to be the chief photographer of the Harriman, Alaska expedition. Edward H. Harriman was a wealthy railroad magnate and patron of the arts and sciences. In 1899, he financed an elaborate expedition to explore and carry on researches in Alaska. The Harriman expedition departed from Seattle May 30th, 1899 on the steamship George W. Elder. It was especially chartered for that purpose. For 2 months, Edward Kёrtis was closely associated with famous and influential people engaged in exploration and research. Subsequently, through his friends of the Harriman expedition, Kёrtis was introduced to President Theodore Roosevelt. He was so impressed by the work of Kёrtis that he arranged a meeting between Kёrtis and financier John P. Morgan. As a consequence of that meeting, Mr. Morgan in 1906 funded the North American Indian, and President Roosevelt wrote an appreciative foreword to the first of the 20 volumes.
This magnificent set of 20 volumes, the work for which Edward Kёrtis is best known. Kёrtis was particularly interested in the quackoodle. And it's interesting that although the books are all the same size, Volume 10, which covers the Kwajalein of northern Vancouver Island, has twice as many pages as many of the other volumes. And the size is kept uniform by the use of thinner paper. Now, the people of northern Vancouver Island were particularly interesting to Kёrtis, and he found that their customs were so exciting, and their ceremonial dress and their large canoes were so interesting that he determined to make a moving picture based on the life of these people.
By 1907, Edward Kёrtis was a member of the Régnier Club, ample proof that he was now accepted by the establishment. Here he associated with people of great wealth and power. By 1912, he was famous enough to be listed in Who's Who in America. And at about that time, he thought of making a documentary motion picture of Kwajalein Indians who lived on northern Vancouver Island in British Columbia.
When Edward Kёrtis made his film, many Kwajalein were still living in the old traditional plank houses with painted house fronts, family crests painted on the front, and associated totem poles, of which these are replicas. But by 1914, frame houses had begun to appear in the villages, and glass windows had been installed in the fronts of many of the old big houses. So Kёrtis decided to build a replica of an old village on Deer Island near Fort Rupert. 5 false house fronts were built, some of them on pole frames covered with painted canvas. And a number of totem poles and carved house posts were made especially for the film. According to George Hunt's record, 2 of these poles were purchased by Kёrtis for $162.50. We're very fortunate to have available to us this remarkable document, an old ledger book, which was a record kept by George Hunt of some of his work for France Boas, but also of the purchases and the hiring that he did for Edward Kёrtis. It lists skins bought for Mr. E.S. Kёrtis, masks bought for E.S. Kёrtis, and so on. And it really establishes the importance of George Hunt to the whole project. Without him, I'm quite sure that Kёrtis could never have accomplished what he did. George Hunt was born at Fort Rupert on Vancouver Island in the early 1850s, the son of a Tlingit noblewoman and a Hudson's Bay Company trader. He had an amazing understanding and knowledge of Kwajalein culture and tradition. Hunt was Kёrtis' primary source of information. He gathered the masks and materials needed for the film, organized the making of the sets and props, hired the actors, interpreted, and directed the action. George Hunt hired several women, including his wife, to make traditional blankets and kilts, and Kёrtis furnished raffia to fill out the available supply of shredded red cedar bark. These little girls in the cast were making miniature baskets to pass time during a lull in the shooting. The dreaded war chief of the film, Yaklis, posed with simulated trophy heads and a double-bladed dagger. This knife may also have been made for the film. One of the greatest ethnological values of the film is in its depiction of objects in use, which are known to most people only as exhibits in museums or as pictures and descriptions in the literature. These power boards, or danzig, are interesting on the museum wall, but when recorded by Kёrtis in the Noonklam dance, they're exciting and alive. At the turn of the century, almost all travel by the native Northwest Coast people was in dugout canoes. But by 1920, Kёrtis would have found it almost impossible to assemble the half-dozen canoes he needed for his film. Fortunately, there were enough Kwajalein people who had grown up in canoes that Kёrtis was able to record canoe handling techniques, which were soon lost. George Hunt's grandson, Bob Wilson, was one of the actors, and he stole this scene with his portrayal of an awkward tribesman.
They like it did some over and, just over the machine.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
When I was right behind him. And I'd get the water and wash and they say it, and they come 10 of them.
And then you said you dropped that paddle.
Yeah.
That was you too. Yeah. Bob, tell me about this one.
Yeah. They found it. They found it in the lake there, down Glendale Cove. They were just lay under the water, and somebody see it. So they pick it up and move it out. So they use it. His name is Sultais, come through here. When he dancing, you know, he goes through there and come through and come again dance. Yeah.
It's Hamasa.
Hamasa, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sultais is his name.
Right.
Kёrtis.
Who was?
And Zapampuso.
Yeah,
Mama.
your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Emily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's this one?
I think it is.
You think it's Take it in is this London Harbor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm got Kyoto.
She was pretty young.
Yeah. This is a good picture because we've got Kёrtis here with his camera, and here's George Hunt.
Yeah.
He's showing this way, explaining these people what to do. I think that's a really important picture to show how the movie was made. How did all these people get over there?
Oh, yeah, we got a canoe.
Huh?
That was my first job, you know, tow them 3 big canoe with the crew goes over there. If it's fine day. If it's raining, I never bother.
What kind of boat did you tow those canoes with?
Oh, 6 horsepower, my engine.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm only man know how to run that. Nobody know.
How old were you?
19.
You were 19 then. Yeah. And you're 83 now almost.
Yeah.
Oh boy, long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. They hardly moved that 3 big canoes, you know, the little boat. Then somebody got it from me, you know. Somebody got to using it. But they kept me on the island all the time.
Yeah.
I got the long hair, you know, just put them on and go dance.
Everybody wearing long hair then. Yeah. What about pay? How much pay did you get?
I don't know.
You must have gotten paid.
I'll forget.
Yeah, long time ago.
I think he gave us too much, you know. All silver.
All silver?
Great big bag like that.
Oh, yeah?
The carter just hold it like that and give it when you got a payday. They're selling outside on the store. As soon as he got his money, he went to the store and drinking outside.
Yeah. I like that one because it's the young people having a good time there. I think people must have enjoyed making that film. Did you have a good time when you made that film?
Oh, yes, there's lots of fun on that.
Not many people still left who were in that film. Not many. Not many people still living today now.
No.
Who were there.
It's 4 of us.
4 of you.
There's another sister Maggie, and the old Skokumtali, his name.
And you.
And me, 4 left.
Edward Kёrtis completed the filming of his motion picture in July of 1914. Then it was edited and prepared for commercial distribution with the title In the Land of the Headhunters. In December 1914, the movie was shown in theaters, first in New York, then in Seattle. It received glowing reviews. The celebrated poet Rachel Lindsay called it a supreme art achievement, bronzes in action. A famous New York critic wrote, "As a gem of the motion picture art, it has never been surpassed. A new vista of camera miracles, strangely reminiscent of operas." And all this was 8 years before Robert Flaherty's film, Nanook of the North, which was made in the same manner. Thus, Edward Kёrtis made the first film documentary of North American native peoples, a remarkable achievement considering his primitive equipment and lack of artificial lighting in a wet and cloudy environment.
Misen wilan kula ai khan nanwala kwina ai lach nanwala kwono kwantle e yo 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 yo